They thought they could replace me, their own son, in the very company I built from nothing. But when my parents tried to hand my business over to my sister, I made sure she inherited nothing but ashes. This is how I turned betrayal into the sweetest revenge. If you've ever been underestimated, betrayed, or pushed aside after giving your all, hit that subscribe button. This story is your reminder that sometimes karma doesn't need to wait. It just needs the right plan. Let's dive in. A decade ago, I was 23, broke, sleep-deprived, but burning with ambition. I had this dream of building something real. So, I started a small tech startup in my cramped apartment. No investors, no safety net. Just me, an old laptop, and a vision that no one believed in. My parents thought I was wasting my degree. My friends thought I was delusional. But every night while the city slept, I wrote code, pitched clients, and lived off instant noodles. It took years of grinding, failure, and sleepless nights before the company finally caught fire. We landed a few big contracts, hired a small but talented team, and slowly we became something people started noticing. For the first time in my life, I felt seen. And then came Sarah, my younger sister, the golden child. Smart, charming, and armed with a brand new degree from a top business school. My parents worshipped her. To them, Sarah was the future. And to me, she was family, someone I thought I could trust. When my parents suggested she join the company, I said yes without hesitation. Why wouldn't I? She was my sister. And if she could help the company grow, even better. At first it was great. She was confident, energetic, and full of ideas. She brought in flashy marketing strategies, new slogans, and talked about modernizing our image. She had that business school charisma that people eat up. So, I noticed something. She started taking liberties, making decisions without consulting me. She'd charm investors and clients directly, leaving me out of meetings I should have been leading. She started reshaping my company in her image, and the worst part? People loved her for it. My team, the same team that had built this thing from scratch with me, began to drift toward her orbit. She had that smile, that effortless confidence, and slowly my authority began to fade. Then came the dinner. I remember it like a scar etched in my mind. My parents invited me over, saying they had something important to discuss. We sat at the long oak table in the dining room, the one we used for birthdays and holidays. The air was too quiet. Then my father cleared his throat. "Son," he said, "your mother and I have been talking. We believe it's time for a leadership change." My stomach sank. "What do you mean, a leadership change?" My mother smiled gently, like she was delivering good news. "Sarah has such incredible business instincts. We think she's better suited to take the company into the future. You've done a wonderful job starting it, but maybe it's time to let her lead. Let her lead." I sat there, frozen, staring at them. They spoke like they were giving away a family heirloom, like I was some placeholder, a warm-up act for their prodigy daughter. I looked at Sarah. She didn't even flinch, just that same polished smile. "It's for the best, big brother. You'll still be part of the team, of course." Part of the team? This was my company, my blood, my sweat, my life. I excused myself before I said something I'd regret, but inside something broke. That night I didn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling, feeling the weight of 10 years pressed down on me. The betrayal, the humiliation, the sheer audacity. And then something inside me shifted. I realized they might think they're smarter than me, but I knew the company better than anyone. Every contract, every weakness, every opportunity. If they wanted my company so badly, they could have the shell. I'd take everything that made it valuable. Over the next few months, I played the role perfectly. I smiled through meetings, pretended to be cooperative, let Sarah bask in her newfound authority. Meanwhile, I was building something quietly in the background, a new company, a mirror, a better version. Every key client I had personally brought in, I reached out to them one by one. I didn't badmouth my family, I didn't have to. I just told them I was moving on to a new venture, one with the same team, same values, and a clearer vision. And one by one they agreed to come with me. Then came the core team, the engineers who had stayed with me through thick and thin. They were loyal to me, not the brand. When I told them my plan, they didn't hesitate. We worked quietly, transferring projects, data, and infrastructure. All legally, of course. Everything was done by the book. But what they didn't realize was that the book was mine. The day it all came crashing down was a Thursday morning. Sarah and my parents had scheduled a strategic meeting to announce the official leadership change. They had the press invited. Investors lined up. They thought they were about to make history. When I walked in, they were all smiles. "Son, this will be good for the company," my father said. But I just smiled back. "Actually, Dad, I won't be staying with the company." The room went silent. "I'm resigning. Effective immediately." Sarah frowned. "What do you mean? You can't just walk away." "Oh, I can. And I already have." I pulled out a simple folder and slid it across the table. Inside was a list of every key client, project, and employee who had already joined my new company. Their faces fell as they scanned the names. You can't do this," my father stammered. "We're family." I laughed. A cold, hollow laugh that came from months of bottled rage. "Exactly. Family, the same family that tried to replace me in my own company." Sarah's face twisted into something I'd never seen before. Part shock, part rage. "You'll regret this," she hissed. I stood, adjusting my jacket. "Maybe. But at least I'll regret it on my terms." Then I walked out. And for the first time in years, I felt free. In less than 6 months, my new company exploded with success. The clients who came with me brought in others. The team worked harder than ever. It was like a rebirth, the same dream without the betrayal. Meanwhile, my old company, Sarah's empire, began to crumble. Without the core team or major clients, it couldn't sustain itself. The flashy marketing couldn't hide the empty shell it had become. Reports started circulating online. Layoffs, delayed payments, collapsing partnerships. And every time I saw another headline, I didn't gloat. I just smiled quietly to myself. Poetic justice doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. A year later, Sarah tried to reach out. She wanted to talk. I ignored her message. Because by then, I'd learned something important. Closure doesn't always come from conversation. Sometimes it comes from success. One evening, I ran into my father at a tech conference. He looked older, tired. We exchanged polite small talk, but there was a heaviness in his eyes. "You really built something great," he said quietly. We misjudged you." For a moment, the bitterness faded. I simply nodded. "No hard feelings, Dad. I'm just glad I didn't let anyone take what I built." As I walked away, I realized that revenge wasn't about destroying them. It was about reclaiming myself. And in that moment, I had never felt richer. Betrayal cuts deep, especially when it comes from family. But sometimes, losing everything you thought mattered is the only way to discover what truly does. In the end, revenge isn't about payback. It's about peace, the kind you build for yourself. If you've ever been betrayed but came out stronger, hit that like button. Comment below. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed? And don't forget to subscribe for more darkly satisfying stories just like this one, because on Reddit Super Stories, justice always finds its way.